Hello Twin Flames, thank you so much for being here. Wow, so much amazing information has come through to me, and this video is about Soulmates v Karmic Partners. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing and all the beautiful comments and feedback. Now, they've been guiding me for a few days to do this video, so I know it's going to trigger a few people, but I have to tell you the truth. I tell you the way the angels tell me, and this is the way that I've always seen this journey, and I hope you can resonate with it. And if you can't resonate with it, the angels are saying meditate, go within, and then just see it through the eyes of the angels, because when they show me things and give me guidance, it's always through the eyes of the angels. It's always the bigger picture. And when we're in our human self, when we go into ego, and we all do this, I do it when I'm not tuning in with the angels, when I'm just normal Liz walking up and down the street, you know, we all have fears and worries and things that stress us out. And that's when our ego, or as I like to call it, the devil that sits on your shoulder, or the little child inside you, starts panicking and freaking out and trying to help you by giving you quite negative guidance. You know, it says, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know, you're not good enough anyway. And it talks to you the way you wouldn't really speak to, you know, your worst enemy, you know. And then you've got the higher self that sits on the other shoulder, so it's like an angel, whispering goodness in, telling you the truth, pointing you in the right direction. A bit like the adult, you know, a bit like how you'd speak to your child if you were a mum, you know, the reassuring energy. The dog's barking. Did you hear that dog barking there? And, you know, at the end, it's like, they're just saying it's very much like a dog, and the ego's like a dog that keeps on barking, and the higher self is like the owner that calms it down. Okay, so it's like the good and the bad, and at the end of the day, we've all got an ego, you know, we can't shut it up. We can quiet it down for a little bit, but it keeps on and on, you know, you just have to go with it. And one of the most talked about and debated subjects is the subject of karmic partners. And I did a channeled message last week, I think it was. I record that many videos, guys, I forget when I do them. And it was, you know, talking about karmic partners and what they are and blah, blah. And the angels really want me to get across that really, in spiritual truth, the way the angels see it, there is no such thing as a karmic partner. There is only people that we liaise with, rendezvous with in our lives. People that teach us lessons, which we call soulmates. So, you know, if somebody teaches you a life lesson, and it's a huge thing that changes your life, and it makes you the better person eventually, even though it may be painful or hurtful at the time, that person is a soul teacher or a soulmate, okay? It doesn't mean they're a karmic partner. Whenever I say karmic partner, I hear people talking about karmic partners, it feels very low energy. It feels quite toxic, like the dark, or, you know, the evil, or they've got a plan, or they're trying to rip apart the feminine and the masculine. And the angels are very clear. The only people that can rip apart the masculine and the feminine is the masculine and the feminine. Okay? Very clear. It's an eternal bond. It's never going to break. The things that happen is all because of the lessons that the masculine and the feminine are learning. So other people will be sent in as soul teachers or soulmates to teach lessons that the divine counterpart can't teach them. Does that make sense? For example, think about your past right now. There's things that you've gone through in your lifetime that have hurt you, abused you. You may have gone through abuse. You may have gone through severe heartache and loss. And all of those people are soulmates, the soul teachers to you. They're not karmic partners, they're soul teachers to you. And if your masculine right now is with somebody that you see as a karmic partner, that person has been sent in for a reason. to teach them things. They are a soul teacher. Everybody we meet are soul teachers. Everybody. We're all one. We're all connected. There's nothing bad in them. It just means that they've been sent in to teach them something that you can't. Because when you're living in the light and the masculines are in the darkness, it's too much of a trigger. If you go in, you may have experienced this, you may not have yet. I have. You know, if your masculine, for example, is in ego and in a really dark place, and you're doing everything you can to pull them out of that, to make them feel better, to give them love, to give them support, no matter whether it's financial support, energy support, anything, you know, it won't make them feel better, you know. They're not ready to embrace that type of love, that support. They're not ready. So the divine sends in somebody that is kind of more on their wavelength, that will teach them the same kind of lesson, but not in such a harsh, painful way. Does that make sense? Because the feminine will trigger the masculine just as much as the masculine triggers the feminine. So you can't go into those dark places, you know, because not one, it'll drain your energy anyway, and you know, you try and save something that can't be saved because they're not ready to see your light. They're not ready to face that lesson with you, so they have to face it with somebody else. For me, for example, I was in a very toxic relationship before I met my twin that taught me self-worth, that taught me things that, you know, I needed to learn. My twin could not have taught me those lessons, even if I knew him then, because he was too pure, you know. He couldn't have taught me those things. I needed to learn them from what you could say was a karmic partner. But he was the greatest soul teacher I've had to date, you know. I don't mean to date, I mean I've had so far during this lifetime. So hat off to him, you know, amazing. I will thank him on the soul level one day. So these people, you know, I really hope you kind of grasp this, that if you think that a certain person is sending bad energy towards you, by all means they can send psychic attack energy to you. Anybody can send psychic attack, you know, anybody, because when you have a rendezvous, as the angels like to call all our liaisons with people, or an interaction, if you have a conversation or an interaction with a person, and say it's a heated argument, when you walk away, there's still energy coming at you. You know, you could say a psychic bow and arrow, like an arrow coming at you, or a knife being thrown at you, or a sword, or, you know, because you haven't cleansed yourself. That cord is still there between you and the other person, so you have to cut the cord. Now, the difference is you cannot cut the cord between you and your twin flame. I know people who've said, I'm going to cut the cord between me and my twin. Doesn't work, okay? Does not work. You cannot cut the cord between you and your twin because you are the same soul, okay? You can't. Doesn't matter how much you want to, you can't. So I wouldn't even bother trying to do that, you know? But connected with other people, you can certainly cut the cord, but I went through this where my twin was in a relationship, and one of my main triggers is jealousy. I have to deal with that, you know, and that taught me jealousy, and like to overcome jealousy. And the angels were very clear to me, and they said, Liz, this person is not your enemy. This person is not your foe. This person is a soul teacher that has come in to teach your twin flame to open up to love, to open up to things in the 3D that you cannot teach them, that you cannot physically show them because they don't want you to show them right now. They're not ready to see that from you, you know. And they were saying that person is a stepping stone to the connection, to the journey. See it as what it is. See it for what it is. Don't be jealous of someone who is ultimately helping your masculine to get back on the path to you. So you have to embrace these people as stepping stones. We are all one. You can't say you love everybody, but then you hate your masculine's karmic partner. Alarm going off. The angels are saying, listen for the warning bells, you know. Any warning bells going off within you about anything to do with other people is about healing your own insecurities, healing your own triggers connected with you and your journey. So whatever is squeezed out of you, connected with a karmic partner, as you like to call them, a soul teacher, whatever is squeezed out of you is what needs healing, because that's what's inside. So if you get angry when you think about your masculine being with somebody else, or you get scared, or whatever it is that comes out, that's what you need to work on. And the angels are right by your side. And I hope this makes sense. I know it's going to trigger some people. You know, it triggered me at the beginning because I didn't understand that. You know, I thought, why aren't I good enough? Why can't it be me? Why? You know, what am I doing wrong? And it was pouring it onto me. And it's not about me. It's about him and his journey. Just like me spending time with somebody may trigger him, you know, do you understand that? So it's like you could have the most harmless relationship with somebody, but your twin could be really jealous of that, you know, really jealous of that, because it brings out insecurities within them that they need to heal. And this is the whole point of soul teachers or karmic partners. So I hope this has shed a bit of light. The angels really wanted me to kind of clear that up a little bit, and I can talk about it more as the journey deepens and goes on. But right now they're saying keep it very clean, very simple, very short, and just explain that, you know, we're all here on this journey for a reason. Anybody that is thrown into the life of your masculine has got just as much right to be there as you, because right now they need to be there for their healing journey. And it's the same if somebody comes into your life. So the angels are saying just know it's all happening for the right reasons and embrace it all. And if you need further clarity, they just closed my throat chakra a little bit there. If you feel you need further clarity, the angels are saying ask them during meditation and they will give you the answers that you're seeking. I hope this helps. We're all loved, we're all supported from heaven. Sending you lots of love over, and I'll speak to you soon.